I'm Graham Swanton. I'm the Munster Bovine FRM and an area manager for Tipperary and Mitchelstown. And we're here today on the farm of Dave Hally, just outside Clonmel. You're a DIY AI customer.
Yep.
I suppose you're basically using sex semen.
Yep.
And high DBI dairy beef. How has Farm Ops helped you with the breeding season?
Big part of Farm Ops for me in the breeding is convenience. You have your sire advice on the phone. Now I do also record on the breeding chart, and like when you do record it on the phone, then it goes straight across to the ICBF and there's no further work to do with it. But yeah, a lot of the Farm Ops work for me with regard to breeding is convenience.
Non-cycling cows, is there a function on Farm Ops for those?
Yeah, absolutely, and I work that hand in hand with the collars. Non-cycling cows here are all treated in just a week prior to breeding. And look, I think that's very, very important in order if you're looking to achieve optimum percentages at 3 weeks and 6 week stages. Yeah.
From a dairy breeding point of view, Dave, I suppose your focus here is high EBI, I suppose from a mid-sized black and white cow.
Yep.
With a focus on kilos of solids coming from predominantly percentages.
Percentages, yeah, absolutely. We'd be coming from a good background of milk, and I suppose we don't looking to keep that going so far as possible, and improve our percentages going forward.
So we focus the breeding, I suppose, on your top performing cows with no problems.
No.
And heifers as well. Heifers are all bred to sex semen.
Yes, 100% sex semen, excluding any ones that had to be, maybe one or two had to be put on fixed time programs. Non-cycling heifers. It was my first year actually experiencing that this year, but they appear to be very successfully treated. But they were treated with conventional beef Angus straws.
And you've repeat customers for your calves every year?
Yeah, most of our calves are sold, many of our calves are sold from the yard, some are sold in the local mart, but yeah, the feedback will be very, very positive.
You use high CVing sires. How do you get on with calving ease and calf vigour? And
yeah, sure. Look, Graham, even, you and I talk, and it would be a request I'd put in at fairly early stages of discussions that cows walk into the calving box and walk out without problems. And calving ease I would probably consider fairly a priority of mine. And yeah, so far so good. I'd be very happy with that. Yeah.
And gestation length?
Gestation, in actual fact, yeah, a lot in a lot of cases this year they actually pulled in time. So that was a major benefit, absolutely. Yeah.
What does a typical day look like when you're during the breeding season with the use of Farm Ops?
The Farm Ops is central to it. I do the AI myself. With the use of sex semen, I could find myself AIing up to 3 times a day, depending on timings. The cow is identified, the optimum time is identified, be it AM, PM, lunchtime. Animal is AI'd and recorded on the spot straight away, and that's fed back in to see my fertility performance at the end of a given period, give it 3 weeks or 6 weeks, and accuracy doesn't suffer, and it's very convenient, and ultimately it saves me time.
Okay, so Dave, you're using the collars for heat monitoring.
Yep.
I suppose you're using the Farm Ops as a recording tool.
Yep.
What efficiencies does that lead to on your farm?
Well, I'll bring you back, Graham, pre-breeding. The identification of the non-cycling cows and recording of that pre-breeding is the starting point. Getting those animals treated, and then the collars, and working with the Farm Ops app throughout breeding, recording that information is of serious benefit, and time benefit as well.
And that's leading into, I suppose, higher 6 week calving rates.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Less empty cows.
Our submission rate is normally north of 90% in 3 weeks. Brings about a very good conception rate, and your problem cows are treated early.
Okay, so Dave, you've been using Farm Ops for nearly 2 years now. I suppose you found it very easy to get going. All the information came directly down from ICBF.
Indeed.
Got you a good starting point.
Yeah.
And I suppose, what's the one thing now you couldn't live without on Farm Ops?
Graham, I know it's a burden for most of us farmers, but it is ever more important, and I think the recording and the reporting feature on Farm Ops for me is second. It's excellent. You have your information put in as you purchase your materials, as you administer your medicines. You press generate report, your email comes and that's all your information. With your withdrawals included, meat and milk withdrawals, I think it's an excellent feature.
Okay, very good, Dave.